Hello, Flosstube! This is my video number 4 on Sunday, May 8th. It is Mother's Day here in the United States, so I want to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. And I consider if you have 4-legged children, I count them as you are a mother. Because animals basically have the same thing like babies. They just require our unconditional love, and they will cheer you up when you need it. So to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. And I think last week in the U.S. it was also National Teacher Appreciation Week. So to all the teachers out there, thank you for inspiring the next generation or the current generation. So what we're going to do in this video, I'm going to shortly recap the non-cross-stitching stuff that's happened, what's been going on with me since the last time we chatted. I'm going to go over what I took with me on vacation, what I worked on, and then what I've been working on since the last time we chatted. Hopefully it's going to be a fairly short video. I modified my Maynia plans slightly. One wasn't unforeseen, but I think I like this better. So without further ado, what have I been doing? It's probably been about 2 weeks since I posted a video. So in that time frame, I went on vacation with my family to Napa Valley, San Francisco, and Monterey Bay, which is all in the San Francisco Bay area, so to speak. So we're in California. It was basically a last-minute trip. Originally, me and my husband were planning to get away while it was still snowing and while Oliver is still in daycare and not in school, just because daycare is close to my mom's house and my mom is very comfortable picking up, dropping him off. I mean, pretty much everyone there. I mean, Oliver's been there since he was a baby, right? So and she's picked up numerous times. So his teachers know him, the director knows him. I mean, basically the whole school. Most of the teachers there know who she is and all that stuff. She doesn't really even have to take her ID and all that. They all know her. So now when Oliver goes to school in the fall, it's going to be near our house. And I live about 30 minutes away from my mom. And she's not quite comfortable yet of driving, which I'm hoping that's going to change just because it's Oliver. And if anyone can make my mom do something, it's Oliver. That's the thought. I'll have a trial run later on, just because in October my plans for Halloween weekend, the weekend before Halloween, might require my mom to spend some time over here and probably learn how to pick up and drop off Oliver. We'll see. Anyway, so that was we spent a week there and we came back. Actually, surprisingly, I was not as jet lagged as I typically am when I come back from the West Coast, which is good. However, today I spent this weekend, I took a nap yesterday and I took a nap today, so maybe my body's just catching up on me. Who knows? Friday night was really special. So for my husband's birthday, which was back in March, I told him I got him a surprise, and that was we were going to see Alton Brown live in his Eat Your Science tour. I should have been wearing my shirt. Anyway, that's not the point. I'll wear it another time. So we went to go see that. So we had dinner down in Detroit. We went to Selden Standard in Detroit, and then we went to see Alton Brown. So that was kind of like a late birthday present, Mother's Day present rolled into one. Oliver stayed at my mom's overnight, and then when we dropped him off on Friday, my mom's like, "Oh, what are you doing on Saturday morning?" I'm like, "Do you have time?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have time. What's going on?" "Oh, your aunt wanted to have dim sum." So Saturday morning after Alton Brown, we went to dim sum. Now, when I say we, I mean me, Oliver, my mom. My husband has basically. Now, keep in mind, I've been married for 10 years, and before that, me and my husband dated for almost seven years, because I met Jack my freshman year of college. He lived 4 doors down from me. That's the point. So all through college, we were dating. So my family has known him for a while, way before he put, and then we were engaged for almost 2 years before we got married. So basically, he put the ring on it, but, it took us a long time in many aspects. But, halfway through college, we realized that we're fairly serious, but we were like, no, we're going to finish college first. So, I finished school, and then I officially finished school, finished meaning I had my thesis. So the way GMI works is you have 5 years of education and then you have to write a thesis. So I finished my thesis and it was approved, and that was like February or March of 2003. I think officially that's when it is. So then, like, one spring day, he noticed, like, we were at his apartment in Novi, and he was like, you know, it felt right, and he wanted to propose, so, but he didn't have the ring yet. So after that, he, you know, did some research, and a little while later, we got engaged. Where am I digressing? I lost my train of... Oh, yes. So, since he used to live in Novi, and it's, like, on the opposite town, so I consider that, like, the west side of Metro Detroit, and my family's kind of, like, in the middle. It's in Oakland County. Right? It's not quite east side, which is like the Warren, St. Clair Shores, Madison Heights. That's more east side. Basically, if you're east of 75, you're on the east side. If you're between 75 and Telegraph, it's kind of like in the middle. And if you're west of Telegraph, I consider the west side of Metro Detroit. Don't ask. That's my general direction. So basically, in terms of family functions, my mom and my relatives they ask, but they're not like concerned if he doesn't show up to any family functions. If he shows up, he shows up. I mean, he knows pretty much a good judge of when he needs to come to family functions, or we tell him. Beside the point. So that was that. And then today for Mother's Day, I basically told him I just wanted to keep it low key, stay home. So I talked to my mom, talked to my brothers. They called to say Happy Mother's Day. We called my mother-in-law to wish her Happy Mother's Day. And Oliver was working on a late Mother's Day present for her, so he's doing a little project. Anyway, so that's my recap. 7 minutes in. Awesome. Anyway, so the other thing is Thursday, I actually took a video. I took a first take of this video, and Oliver decided to be my co-host. And I was being super goofy and it was a little annoying. So, but I also thought that was just too much of him and talking. So that video I'm not going to delete. It's just going to stay in the archives, and it's my private video that is all the same content. But I just realized that as much as I post pictures of my son on Facebook and on Instagram, I don't think I want a video of him. It was quite distracting, and plus I didn't like my flow. So that video will stay hidden and private, and this is going to be the official Flosstube number 4 with just my whip updates and vacation stitching. So that's what we're basically working. Alright, so without further ado, my vacation. What did I take on vacation with me? So I did take some crafting stuff with me. I took some scrapbooking stuff, took one knitting project, and several cross-stitching projects. Now, I took 3 bags instead of 1 just because it was less bulky. So my cross-stitching, everything was contained in 2 bags. The first bag contained most of it, and it is my Yarn Pop. I'm not sure which one this. I'm calling it the green giraffe. The dual holes in it signify the type of bag it is. I love this bag. This bag is awesome. I don't know if you can get this pattern anymore. They changed out their patterns. I think I've had this for at least a year, almost a year. Love it. Love it for carrying cross-stitch stuff. It carried my Very Merry Christmas, Very Merry Christmas Town, and it's been carrying my Santa's Village stuff in here. So it actually has enough that I can fit another pouch for the floss and the patterns, and actually I have a few other things. I have some Project Life cards in here and some other miscellaneous stuff in here. So this is what kept most of my Country Cottage Needleworks Santa's Village. And then in this Chico bag, which I got off of eBags, I think that's 1 of 4, but this is where my pumpkin passport generally, at least the material, the floss, usually lives. So what I did is I only took 1 hoop with me, and I took the fabric, and I was able to fit the fabric for pumpkin passport in here as well. So this was fairly compact. This actually, if I wanted to be compact, this is probably the best one, minus the hoop. So that's why this is really good. Anyway, So that's the point. So Pumpkin Passport I didn't touch at all. And I took 3 other component patterns from Santa's Village. I only worked on 1, but I took 3 with me. So the Friday before I left, I started... which was I start? I started Santa's Sleighworks and... Oh, what is the other one? No, that's not it. Oh, and Reindeer Stables. So I started those so that if I did decide to stitch on the plane, which I don't have the guts to because tiny little needle, airplane, the possibility of dropping, not so much. So haven't stitched on an airplane, but stitched everywhere else. Not on public. The weird thing is I keep thinking I want to try to cross stitch in public, like at bars and all that stuff. Haven't gotten to that point. Knitting, totally comfortable. I can knit waiting at the gate, at the airport, on the plane, in a restaurant, not at a Michelin star restaurant, but regular restaurant, not a problem. Beer garden, I always knit at a beer garden, so go figure. So that was that. So I took 4 cross stitch patterns with me. How many to work on? 1 singular pattern. Now with the knitting, I won't show. I'll show in my next video because I just want to try to keep this one short. With the knitting, I knit on the plane mainly, and then since I wanted to do an outside, there's knitting outside because there's a gorgeous day in Napa. I mean, Napa was just gorgeous. So I knit a couple rows on that. Kind of like, okay, I knit something. Not like a couple stitches, but like a couple of rows. So that and I have the picture there. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the pictures. I'm Kathy Cohn on Instagram, and I'll definitely link that in the show notes below. So this is what did I work on vacation. So I have a finish, or what I'm calling a finish. So I finished the Santa's Village Gingerbread Emporium. So here's a picture of this here. Now what I finished today was I finished the white up here, and I finished these 2 snowflakes. Now, what's missing, I'll bring this a little closer, are the French knots needed for the eyes and the buttons for the gingerbread men. I did it once, and today I was just like, how do you do this? So I'm going to have to do a little more research. But I am calling this a finish because I'm done with the stitching. And if I put this into a blanket, I just have the French knots to do. So I have I have 6 eyes and maybe 6 buttons. But that's it. I'm calling this a finish. Yay! So this is the 3rd pattern that I've completed in this series. Probably should take a picture of all 3 at one point. But this is a finish. And then so that is so what I worked on vacation is basically I finished the snow and I finished this holly motif. That is what I did on vacation. This red, I think I started on vacation, but I finished it since I've been back. The red and white striped top on the top, that I finished this week. So the other 2. So this is where I am on Reindeer Stables. So the red, what you see in red is what I've done this. Hopefully I got this right way. Yeah, this is the right direction. So the red is what I've done since I got back. The brown is what I started ahead of time, or some of it. This down here might not be, but we're going to keep it simple. That's what I've done on the Reindeer Stables. And then what I've been working on mostly this week, more of what I started. This is the Santa Sleighworks. I think I did the sleigh I did all today. And then the green I also did today. This I've been working on and off this week. So that's that. And then as to my pumpkin passport, I am still in Switzerland. There's been a frog in this. So there was a picture that I think I got a little bit more done. But I had the swan and I had one stitch off in the skein. on the swan, and that messed up the rest of the castle. I'm calling it a castle. So this is where I am. I'm still in Switzerland. I have not gone to Greece yet. So and I did do this down below. Again, still loving this. So that is my current whip. So what I decided, originally I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to start the new projects, not going to work on my whip. Somehow that's what was in my mind. And then I was watching some other Flosstube videos on Stitch Mania, and so there's different. So what I decided, I'm still going to do what I've been working on, my whips, but then I've been starting my new projects as well. Now, so that's that. So this week, since I got back on May 1st, I wasn't thinking I was going to be in any condition to stitch for the first, at least a new project for a while. So my first start was on May 4th, and my decision was to knit a TIE Fighter, which was part of a series of Star Wars stuff. Now, I've been stitching for like I've been really stitching for probably about, we'll say 2 years now, since Once Upon a Time was basically the new foray into this. So I've been collecting floss because I don't have that many whips. I started a list in my notes. I'm still maybe under 20. I think I'm close to 10. Maybe 10. I think I'm close to 10. I'll let you know next time. Or I'll post something in Stitch Mania of how many whips I have that I started since 2014. And how many I've finished. Surprisingly, I have more whips than I have finishes. But that's okay. Not a problem. Alright, so I don't have a fabric stash. I don't have a fabric of the month that I subscribe to. Basically, I see a pattern, I buy the pattern, I kit it, I start it. It's pretty much how I roll. Now, the fabric I do have has been earmarked for a project. Now, whether or not I actually use it is going to be another thing. So, my plan was to stitch a TIE Fighter. Now, that was Wednesday, and I did do that, and I haven't frogged it yet. So it's going to be frogged. So I found a piece of oatmeal 14 count Aida in my stash. It's from Loop and Stitch, which is the Michaels local brand of Aida. Now here's what I worked on. The pattern was super easy. According to it, it's a beginner's pattern, so you should be able to finish in a day. Now, had I worked on this, I probably would have had a little finish. But the oatmeal color and the gray of the TIE Fighter doesn't go well together. So it's blending in. It's not popping the way I need it to. So this is actually going to get frogged. So I was so bummed. So bummed. And I have yet to buy a replacement fabric for it yet. Now if I buy a replacement fabric, I don't know. Should I go with a linen? Should I go with a Aida? The plan is I'm making it for my brother. So I want to keep it simple and not be too crazy with it. I know white will look fine, but I probably will just buy white. So what I did was I actually started, so when I got home on Tuesday, I actually started a second project. So what I did was I bumped up my Lizzie Kate, and it's 3 simple words. I started that. And that was actually, that one's actually going pretty well. So this is how much I got done in one night. Probably like 2 hours because I was catching up on some TV, and it looks backwards here. So hopefully when you see it, it won't be backwards because it's actually right side up. So this was actually going to be a fairly quick stitch. Should probably pick it up and work on it a little bit this week as well. So those were my two Maynia Starts and a frog. So that's pretty much what I've been working on. But I've come to the conclusion, I was writing my list of whips, that I think I have to start doing more of a structured rotation. Just because last month I didn't really work on my pumpkin passport, not because it wasn't calling to me, just because the Ginger Emporium, it was just like, oh, let's work on me, you know, you want to work on me, you know, and that's why I got so far on it. And I mean, the Santa's Villages, I know I can crank out one a month, so my plan this year was to work on one each month. Now, Gingerbread Emporium took me like 2-3 months because something else was capturing my attention. And I think I just have to live with that because I can't, I mean, whatever I feel like working on, I've worked on. And I can't really, I have to just be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more organized. So, oh, sorry. It's about 10 o'clock here, and I'm recording later, and the light actually looks pretty good. So I think starting in June, I'm going to set up a rotation to try to work through it and actually probably try to get some stuff done, some projects finished. So that's, I'm just trying to figure out. So my question to everybody watching is, how do you set up, if you do do a rotation, how do you organize it? Because I'm looking for suggestions. I think Carolyn Manzo, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'll make sure I correct it down below. I think she does like a week, and I know Katie, the Stash Queen, has a rotation as well in terms of her starts and her monthly sales and how she organizes all that. So I'm going to try to see if I can come up with a system and start it in June. May, I'm just going to knit, I always say that, stitch however I want to, whatever is calling my name, saying, hey, Kathy, stitch me. You need to stitch me. So that, from that aspect. And lastly, what have I been reading? Actually, I've been reading a lot. So this, between the end of April and the beginning of May, a whole bunch of books came out from some of my favorite authors. So with the vacation, I was able to stitch a little. So the first book I think I read was from Marianne Knightley, and it was Catherine and Egbert from her Royal Family of Valeria. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. So I read that. I saw that it came out. I got it. I ordered it. I read it. I finished it in 2 days. Maybe not in 2 days. I might have finished it the day it came out. Also, what came out is Amanda Quick's Till Death Do Us Part, The Obsession by Nora Roberts, A Buccaneer at Heart by Stephanie Lawrence, and The Girls of Summer Hill, I believe, by Jude Deverex. If I'm butchering any of these, I apologize. So, and Carly Phillips' Dare to Take. So all those are all I believe I pre-ordered all of those, and the only one I have left that I haven't finished reading or started is the Girls of Summer Hill. All the other ones I finished reading. And so the weird thing is all three of them are between Till Death Do Us Part and Obsession. They kind of had that same theme, a very stalker-esque theme. Now the weird thing about and if you haven't read it and it's in your queue, there will be spoilers. I'm sorry. Maybe just go away for a couple minutes and then I'll go back. So the weird twist in both of those was in the Amanda Quick, what ended up being her stalker. I don't think I'll try not to give away spoilers. I'm really horrible at that. Sorry. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect the person that was the person that really was the stalker or the mastermind behind all of it. I didn't expect who it to be. And there was really no clue. There was some foreshadowing. I didn't pick it up. I probably will read it over again to see if I can pick up the little nuances. Now, the weird thing with The Obsession was, I love Nora Roberts. I really love reading her books, whether she writes as Nora Roberts or if she writes as J.D. Robb in the Eve Dallas series. Lord knows, once I start it, I love it. When it comes to some of the in-depth books, I think one of my friends, Schneider, when she couldn't read another one because of one of the books went in the mind frame of the unsub. So in her case, it's so she couldn't read anymore. But that just doesn't bug me. But with The Obsession, halfway through, before the clues started popping up to let them know who this unsub was that was mimicking the lead characters, the person stalking her, and you know, this serial killer, this unsub serial killer. In the back of my mind, it was already hinting. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, this person, you know, it's someone that she knows. It's not like, you know. Anyway, trying not to give away that much, but I was pleasantly surprised it was who I thought it would be. So I'm getting pretty good at this. Anyway, actually, I kind of like being able to. Hopefully, everyone else doesn't mind my little talking about what I've been reading. So I actually like this, being able to discuss, because I do read a lot. So that was that. And the Buccaneer at Heart, it's a Stephanie Lawrence. It's her new quartet. It's kind of interesting because I think it's hitting on the diamond mines and something that probably people don't really want to talk about in the dark side of the aspects of our love for diamonds. So it's actually kind of interesting. And the thing I love about Stephanie Lawrence is all her, like, the lead female, actually in any of these authors, between Jane Ann Krantz, Nora Roberts, and Stephanie Lawrence, especially with Stephanie Lawrence, all their female leads in these romance novels, they're not weak women that, like, oh, I'll let you take it, you know, I'll let someone else take care. They're like, head first, you know, I can solve this, but I can also accept help, but you're not gonna, you know, tell me to stay home, you'll take care of it. It's, you know, I'm with you here. I'm going to be right behind you, right next to you through all this stuff. So that's what I really like about these characters. And none of these are really graphic. I mean, yeah, there's some nice steamy scenes, but it's really about the story. And there's, you know, I think I mentioned it before, my romance. I mean, when it comes to romance, there's a wide variety of the amount of action that you have. And I mean, I'm fine. Steamy action scenes are great, but there doesn't have to be that much of intimate action. So that's pretty much it. So I think I'm going to start switching to every other week, and every other week recording schedule rather than a weekly. With this weekend, I have friends coming into town, and granted, my Flosstube videos are public, so if anyone's really searching for them, they can find it if they know about it or they type in the right keywords. But I've been keeping this very much on the DL, so basically the only people that really know that I'm recording is my son and my husband. I haven't really said anything to anyone, so this is on the DL, but I mean, if someone finds out, it's not a big deal. Don't know how long I'm going to keep it a secret. I mean, my son wanted to join me, and then he's recording and taking videos, so the cat will, you know, that sort of thing. So my next video will probably be in 2 weeks after all the guests leave and all that stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of stitchy stuff and have a lot of stuff to show. So with that, thank you again. I probably should have said this in the beginning, but I do want to say thank you to everyone that's been watching and everyone that's been subscribing. I wasn't expecting that many people to like my videos, want to watch my videos. I really only thought I would have, like, you know, maybe 5-10 people watching. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any topic suggestions, let me know. I think I'm just going to keep with my topics so far. Basically what's going on with me that I want to share, what I've been working on, if I have any finishes, and I'll probably do just the stitching and the knitting since it is Flosstube and it should be fiber related. I probably will I might do a short flip through, maybe, if I can figure out how to do it. It's on my goals list of showing, like, a flip through of my planner or some scrapbooking stuff, but that'll be a different video and it won't be part of the Flosstube stuff. I'll probably talk about what I've been reading, and any comments and whatnot. And that's pretty much about it. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you can watch my other videos and my future videos. If you have any topic suggestions that you want me to talk about or explain some of my trials and tribulations, I'll be more than happy to talk about it. Oh, that reminds me. In my last video, there was a question, and I apologize for not remembering who you are. I will put a comment in the links below. Yes, I did buy my first Hades. I have yet to start kitting it. I'm starting to look at kitting it. Now, the problem, I bought 3, so I'm trying to do 2 smaller ones first. And so I was hoping to find I need to get the fabric, and I can't decide between gridded or ungridded. Probably going to buy one of each, and then try it from there. And start kitting it up. Or should I just bite the bullet, spend the money, and just email Heaven and Earth Designs and have them, or should I just get the fabric straight from Heaven and Earth Designs? I didn't see the fabric choice that I wanted, so my question out to everyone there is, should I just go, give the stitch count, ask my local needle shop to just order it for me, or do I go to like my favorite Etsy cross stitch supply store, if 123 Stitch doesn't have it, is why can't it's Cottage Needleworks. This is why so I usually get them confused with Country Cottage. Oh my god, I did. Anyway, there's an Etsy shop. It's Cottage something, and I apologize. I don't know what it is. I'll definitely make sure I link it below. Probably see if I can get a request from them to get this certain fabric. The lighting is looking odd, so let me know if you like this better. I'm recording at night rather than in the late afternoon like I typically do. If this background looks better, or if the other background looks better. This one is kind of more, I don't know. I like this background. So let me know what you think. And so then I hope you guys until the next time we talk, I hope you guys get lots of stitching done, or at least find time to do some stitching or reading a good book. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you